From here, we cut to the next day to an apartment that Reginald and the crew have settled in. They've been living in Shanghai for a couple months now. It's a 3-bedroom affair in an alright part of town. So far, the best lead has been this casino bust, and while they technically failed, they still managed to walk away with more than they started with. Corkboard shows all their connected leads. There's the mysterious 4-fingered man. You can potentially ask the Green Gang about that, maybe, because again, you're friends with them, so they're kind of your local connection. But then also, over the night, apparently, and you've heard about this kind of a lot, but you've never had one so recently happen. There's a strange string of news where people are being publicly executed by being beheaded in broad daylight. And you've tried to check into that before, which is why it wasn't your best lead, but it's always cleaned up by the time you get there, or the, Chinese police won't let you investigate because you're a bunch of foreigners. Why would they? So, but you figured out that one happened last night. So you're like, oh, it's fresh. Maybe we could try that again. But that's pretty much all the leads you maybe have to go on. But yeah, you're just in the apartment. Go ahead. You all woke up that morning. You can have your morning routine, whatever you want to do. Go for it.
Roll over to Reginald and I say, hey, Reggie, did you spend any time in the Orr house last night?
I wish.
I spent a little too much time. I think I got myself a bad case of barnacles. It reminds me of that time we spent the night in Atlantis.
Lei rolls over the casino?
I look to the side wistfully, remembering my fantastic night with that mermaid.
I did say it was a 3-bedroom affair, and there's 4 of you.
We're used to it after the boat.
The case of the barnacles. Do you remember that?
Oh, what a time! I'm sure William has some sort of soothe salve or something for that. I've already asked him a couple times.
Are we all in the same room? Am I privy to this conversation?
Yes. We moved all the beds into one room.
Too scared to sleep alone.
I didn't know if we were in the kitchen or if they were both in their bedrooms.
I want to say
that barnacle rub.
Oh God, dude.
Barnacle rub?
That grosses me out. Jesus.
The Atlantean equivalent to genital warts.
Yeah. The only actual solution is amputation. I'm sorry.
He rolls to Reginald. He means with the particles, right? He means just with the particles.
I sure hope so, friend.
I tried soaking it in panther milk. I'm out of ideas.
I see the madness has gotten to this crew. It's 3 months of living on the edge of
I've just been microdosing the group with my anesthesia just to test out its effectiveness.
Somebody has to.
Foul. Actually, hold on. I just thought of something. Never mind. If Reginald approached me about his barnacles, I would gladly offer some medicinal help.
Oh, I don't have them currently. I pried them off with a knife myself.
Oh God! Just left them in
Just went down there and just piece by piece.
This friendship, they know how to help each other.
You know that one parasite that replaces the fish's tongue?
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it was
What did we learn
Willie
last
would
night,
be in the
gentlemen?
kitchen getting some coffee.
Yeah, Lei's just sitting on the couch. You had a question, Max?
I just so what did we gather with last night? I mean, we got a 4-fingered man who wanted a lot of money and knew how to win it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've been reading the book, and it looks like he kind of was seemingly one step ahead of all of you because he flashes the page. All the numbers and the letter, the colors. Yeah, that's weird. But what's even weirder is after that it says wait for 3 jackpots to hit and run, and then it says don't go for the front door, they'll lock it, and then it says go up the stairs, and it even says stuff like watch out for the grenade. which you made that, William. How would he know? Nobody knows that those exist. Like, it's all written in here. And it even says, once you hit the 5th floor, wait a moment and then jump. And you'll land in a hay cart. Unfortunately, that's where kind of these notes are starting to end, but there's more written in the beginning, so I'll have to, take a little bit to translate these, but it's kind of, this is definitely something.
Does it include Reginald's witty taunt?
Yes, that's very important.
It does say, foreign dude yell something. That's all I got.
That's got me all over it.
To be fair, it doesn't say that. I just translated it politely.
Did we get a notice on like what kind of truck he fell into? What the material was? What it say on the side of the truck? Or
straw donkeys, right?
Yeah, it was just a donkey. It was a hay cart being pulled by donkeys. And a guy, of course, but like...
Oh, we could have caught up with that. I'm just saying.
It's the 1920s. No, that thing is Lightning McQueen, man.
That's
probably in a different country, but...
before donkeys got laxed. Things were yoked back then.
They're pretty yoked. But yeah, I mean, if you want... one thing we could do is the Green Gang, the local gang... They might know a 4-fingered gangster.
I think there's nothing wrong with the discussion with your friendly neighborhood gang.
You just gotta be careful, because they're like the deadliest people I know. But I mean, they like me. So.
But you know me now, so
yeah, we've done some stuff with them. They're he gets a little scared. He's like, they're all right. Yeah, they're.
What other leads would we have?
Well, there's the beheadings. He holds up a newspaper. He's just got everything on him.
Do we just go to the site, or
yeah, we could go to the site.
Box?
I mean, we've tried before to kind of get a leg into this, but we could try again. But yeah, this has been happening for like a couple months now. I want to say on and off, but like. This is the first time they were ever so blunt about it in the news. Let's put it that way. We didn't pick up on it until maybe the last time they said it, but the Chinese government would always word it a different way every single time to make it seem more natural. But we kind of, you all remember, right?
Well, I think if we went to one of these executions, we'd get ahead, just not the one we want.
They probably cleaned it up though.
I meant like the guy. Oh gosh.
A person who's dead.
A person's dead.
What is wrong with you, Matt?
I don't know.
I'm so sorry.
The panther milk's it's making my brain deteriorate. I would say
You also just get groceries. I guess I'm kind of low on. I want some noodles. But
why do you want noodles?
I'm
just
hungry.
You're where we are.
I mean, it's easy.
And now that cues our sponsor, Vite Ramen. Like,
now we have to do a ramen-based side quest, just like Final Fantasy 15.
Yes.
Did you guys know that cup noodle was?
I think the beheadings sound far more exciting
than encountering your local gang. Could be.
I
Maybe
both have the.
You might be able to get a way to trace the track them. Not trace the scent, but I mean just track them.
If we can get in.
The scent.
Yeah, you guys want to try the beheadings?
Well, I mean nothing like a beheading.
Wait, we have the notebook, right?
Yeah.
Let me get a sniff.
He hands it to you.
I would like to roll tracking just to see what it smells. If I can get a whiff of this man, just to see what his body odor or cologne is like.
Yeah, you can do
musk.
His musk, yes.
I want to say no. As a thing, I want to say you have that in your inventory now, like 4-fingered man smell.
I will write it down. What is it like? It to be a smell picture.
Okay, let's see. The sea. like I want to say like dirty dock. Like it's just like kind of this like kind of musty like old like wet smell kind of thing.
It smells like a dirty dock.
You know, it reminds me of
William,
that
if you decide to go into prostitution, I've got a good name.
It reminds me of that trip we took to Atlantis.
There was a
His
lot
deck
that
is
happened in
covered.
Atlantis.
His deck is just covered with barnacles.
covered in barnacles. The filthy dock.
Alrighty. Did you want to investigate the crime scene?
Is there one near a dock?
No.
Like water?
No.
Okay, just checking.
No.
Something.
Yes,
But,
let's. My vote is crime scene, and I'll keep my nostrils open.
Okay. You go to the crime scene. It's still kind of morning. Like you didn't waste too much time in the day getting ready or anything like that. But there is usually you when you walk down the street, and you've walked down the street a lot, so it's a little scary that something that grisly happened here. But it's probably also one of the reasons that you believe that this was something weird to look into today. It's this street that's normally busy, but right now it's closed off with the Shanghai Municipal Police kind of guarding the exits and everything. There's a few rows of police, and you can see people kind of investigating the crime scene and everything like that. But you are stopped at the entrance by the Shanghai Municipal Police, who kind of just like, they say something in Chinese that Lei can easily translate as, they said, this is, what's it called? Police business, move along.
Can I? I'm gonna try to bluff him.
Sure.
So I'm gonna point to my doctor's bag, and I'm gonna say that I'm a doctor from America, and I've come to inspect the crime scene because we think that you have a serial killer, and I will say it in Mandarin.
Okay. Give me, okay. Which one would you like to roll? Charm or language? And I know it's your language own, but I'll let you just roll that.
Sure, I'll roll
language own doesn't come up enough, and I think language would be fun to roll.
Sure, and I was trying to like wow him by my like, hey, I'm fluent in your language.
Well, it makes you seem a little bit more official, because a lot of a lot of the foreign people come here don't bother learning the language, and they kind of just they don't appreciate everything.
You'll notice, Dave, that nothing that I said is technically a lie.
No, yeah, so you're good. But give me a roll.
Oh, fuck me.
And yet
success every time.
Here's the thing.
Luck you could spend. I'm not sure how big the difference is.
I don't know.
Well, here's what he says. Here's what he says, and you might want to reconsider your approach. He says something, and because you do speak, it enough, it's more like you can understand when it's spoken to you, but sometimes when you have to say it, it gets a little lost in translation. He kind of looks back over the crime scene, and he says, "We already got one of you."
I'll just look confused and like look over his shoulder.
If you want, because it's kind of a distance. Because William, you could probably tell this to everybody if you want. Anybody can roll spot hidden to see what he potentially means.
Yeah, why not?
Of course.
Nope, that's not gonna do it.
I got it.
For sure.
Got an 11. I got an 11 out of 55.
There is, so you notice that, the entire police force here is definitely like Shanghai Chinese and everything like that. However, there is one white woman that is investigating the crime scene. And how good was your rolls for spot hidden?
Mine, 11 out of 55.
So that's pretty good. She looks familiar. But she's kind of far away, so I can't be like, oh, it's this person, But you're just like, where have I seen her before? But it feels like you know her somehow.
I call out to her. Hey, it's your old pal, Maxie. I go, this could be good or bad, gentlemen.
Yes.
Give me some sort of roll to go with that.
Charm.
That'll work. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Because I get a bonus roll. 18.
This is actually
out
pretty
of
good.
90.
So the woman stands looks over, stands up,
I go like this, get a little wax, and I go like this on my eyebrows.
Oh God.
And she kind of gives like a, and then she leans over to one of the police officers, like kind of gestures to you, and you see the police officers come by. They talk to the police officers in front of you.
Fix my bow tie. Oh, I have a bow
And
tie.
those police officers go.
Trying to look as official. As
Okay.
possible.
It translates to okay. Let them through.
He's done it again. Slap Max in the back.
Exactly.
Gentlemen.
Was
Take
the
out a knife
golden
and
tongue
stab
that
me.
opened the palace to Atlantis.
Yeah, just like.
What, so
That was
here's the
his-
thing.
That
Gotta
was
be
his
careful,
last
that's how you
girlfriend's name.
That's how you get a dirty dock.
The person that probably knows her best is actually William. So that's probably actually the reason they let you through. You got the attention, but then William was the seal of the deal.
But
So-
I walk in front like.
Yeah.
like approaching her.
You do recognize her though.
Yeah.
The last time you saw her, she was calling herself Charlotte, and she goes, "Oh, so you guys survived the boat ride, huh?"
Of course, Charlotte. It's great to see you.
Please. We could drop the act. You could call me Lilith. It's fine. Welcome to Shanghai, I guess. How long have you been here? I guess. When did you get saved?
Oh, we didn't need saving. We faced down that skyscraper tall bug thing. Max distracted it with gunplay. William played a counter melody on the organ, and I stabbed it with my knife, and I rode it hard and put it away wet.
Yeah, but like the boat sank.
We swam.
Somehow she doesn't believe that. Well,
I take out the haunted keys that I still have in my pocket. It's in my
What?
gear.
What?
what?
It's in my gear. Haunted organ keys.
Oh!
The organ, that's right.
Organ key. Oh, you wouldn't happen to mind if I borrow that from you, would you, for evidence? Of the boat? Okay, wait.
You got
I guess-
a whole boat's worth.
Here, hold on. Let me more formally introduce myself. I'm Lilith. I work with a company, detective agency, I guess you can called the Mythos Mystery Society, and we investigate strange occurrences, much like the things that happened on the boat, much like what's potentially happening here. And she points to, that's when you see it. There's a decapitated body laying on the floor, and there's no head in sight. Okay, Reginald, you're fine. You've seen enough dead bodies by this point. William and Max, I want you to roll a sanity check.
I would say I probably look away whenever he kills something.
Can I just
That would be just
I have
fine.
one
I got an
question,
8.
Dan. I have like a 90 in like what's it called? The anatomy or 70 in anatomy. Would I be creeped out by a dead body?
You would be creeped out by a freshly murdered body, not necessarily a dead body you're investigating with an anatomy. Like, it's more like
That's
the
fair.
circumstances, less than what it is. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Extreme
Oh, nice.
success.
8 and 9. There you go.
Nice. So, wait, Chris, did you succeed too?
I did. I got an 8.
Okay, William, due to the fact that you do see dead bodies and you were kind of prepared to see this, you lose nothing. Max, dead bodies still kind of creep you out. I want you to lose 1 sanity. Not too
One.
bad, because you were, again, trying to mentally prepare yourself for it, but then you saw it and you're like, still gives you the shivers. Like, still isn't cool. Reginald, you've killed people. Like,
Ah,
this
yes.
is nothing. You were prepared for it. You've seen so much by this point that you're good. Lilith proceeds to be like, so if you don't mind, at some point, I'd love to get that piano key off of you, because that is definitely a supernatural thing that my company wants to look into. However, we'll save that for some other time. We should probably talk about this. So she kind of leans down next to the body, and she's like, well, here's what I know. What I know is that this is attached to a string of public executions that have been going on for about a year now. The Chinese government wants to keep it covered up. There are plenty of witnesses to these things, but of course, the government keeps it covered up and everything like that. So this is the first time that it was too public that it couldn't be ignored. It was too public to make a spin story about it. So it's not but she just kind of like you'll notice it's the 1920s, nobody's wearing gloves. But she's like, he's missing his head. The head is nowhere in sight. We have a couple witnesses here if you wanted to interview them, but the witnesses say it was these people wearing what they considered traditional garb, carrying broadswords, and it seems like nobody really got a good look of what happened after the head came off, because I bet they went screaming and running. But that's all we got, is that we have a description of the culprits, or culprit. I guess it's just one in this case, but I've heard varying reports that it could be more than one in some of the other cases. And nobody really knows where they went. And that's kind of what we got. We got a missing head, no leads, don't know where they went with it. Seemingly disappeared. Spooky. Here she goes.
Yeah. And can you more clearly define for me traditional garb? Do you mean like regular clothes, or do you mean like
more like a imagine it says traditional Chinese garb specifically, so imagine more like a kind of like monk-esque clothes. In a way, it's like bearing religious significance for traditional ceremony kind of thing. And she goes, like fucking cultists. She just says it. It's gotta be what it is. No leads on who they could be. I am not finding anybody matching those descriptions, but and they don't come up in like our we've been looking into it. We got a guy that looks into it at the office, and he's got nothing so far. So yeah.
Do you mind if I interview the witness? And I'm going to gesture to the beheaded body on the ground.
Wait, the witness, or he's not going to tell you anything. He's stiff-lipped, as they say.
I'm putting on like a pair of black gloves. That I'm gonna.
Oh. She just starts laughing. There's a dead body next to you. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else you can get out of it, but go for it if you want.
Well, has anyone moved the body
since
you found it?
I mean, we poked and prodded around to see if he had anything on him of value or significance, to see if maybe, I don't know, there was a reason he was targeted or something, but we didn't see anything.
How crowded is the crime scene? Are there like a bunch of cops milling about, like contaminating all manner of evidence?
Oh, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, there's at least like 20 cops like touching everything, because it's the 1920s and it's not like they had fingerprint readers or all that stuff.
Yeah, right. So, they were like walking through the blood puddle.
Yeah. Some of them are wiping it on the floor as they got it on their shoe. Somebody spits.
Exactly. Like puts the cigarette out on the body,
somebody kicks it. Nobody gives a shit. No. But yeah, no, the crime scene is yours to investigate. That's all she knows.
I'll look. I mean, obviously it's a decapitated corpse, but I would kind of give it all a once over to see if there's anything that catches my eye.
Okay, give me anatomy.
Extreme success.
Nice. So, what the biggest thing you could probably tell is that it looked like it came off in one clean stroke. It wasn't like a hacking. It was like a zoom kind of thing. Based on the blood splatter, you can tell that there's a bit of you're a bit more Lilith is a private investigator that is more into studying supernatural relics than anything else. So crime scene blood, not necessarily her forte, but she still wanted to give it the old college try. What you see is there's a little bit of a direction that looks like, body decapitated, falls down, blood goes this way. But however, there is some blood going this way, as if the head got picked up. Which would explain why it is not here. Other than that, on his body, his personal effects are what you typically would have expected: a wallet, maybe some keys to his house or something like that. Nothing important to the case.
Okay, but we have a direction maybe that they
Sort of, yeah.
initially went.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll relay that information to Reginald, the tracker. Maybe scoop some of the blood up onto a slide or something so he can have a scent to track later. But
Well, I'll take a whiff of the blood right now and the body. What does it smell like?
Go ahead and give me a tracking roll.
Be careful of your bloodlust, Reginald. You know
Not that
happens.
It overtakes me.
Not that it's what's it called? It's not like it's connected to the four-fingered man, but like you kind of have a direction you can walk with this one, whereas the other one is you're smelling a notebook in an apartment. It's not like you have a lead you can follow with that. This one you might potentially actually have something. So
I passed with a 39.
Okay, so you kind of notice that this scent, this tracking, there's a twig broken here, there's a footprint here, maybe that seems related, kind of leads off to a little alleyway.
I'm of course cautious of alley alligators, as we discussed earlier, but I will.
I believe they're just called alligators.
Lilith just kind of laughs and just like, why are alligators such a big recurring thing in this world?
in this world, breaking the fourth wall.
In this world, she means in general because one of her coworkers almost died because of one. So she's like, now this guy's bringing one up. So she's like, are alligators really? I never got the memo that alligators were going to be as common as they are.
Wildly dangerous.
Definitely didn't expect them to be in Chicago of all places. But anyway, continue.
Reggie, did it smell like it had 10 fingers or 9 fingers?
Yeah. What did this body smell like?
The body smells like blood. I don't know what you were expecting.
I might have known. I'll put my hand on my hunting knife and carefully walk down the alley.
I guess to be more specific, it smells like blood and metal because of what cut it. Like, you're good enough at tracking, you have like almost a supernatural pulp sense.
And there were witnesses that saw it happen?
Yeah, there's witnesses. They're still there too. Like, they're being interviewed by the police and everything if you want to ask them any questions. But
do they know English? Will that matter?
You can have Lei translate, or Lilith can translate as well, so can William. So
everyone except for me. How many do you know Atlantean? That's my question.
I kind of want to make one of your, like, manias that you've picked up in between sessions that you definitely think you've went to Atlantis.
So during, like, when I couldn't figure out the alligators thing, I actually have a short list of scenarios I've written out that me and Reginald have now been through. We'll see if they come up.
Awesome.
Atlantis was not a planned one. But...
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go listen in, or I'm gonna go talk to them.
You can go interview. They now consider you one of Lilith's crew.
Okay.
So they're not like what's it called? They're letting you have free reign of the crime scene and stuff. This is what you've died to have for the last like 3 months you've been here. But okay, yeah. While Reginald is doing that, I'll pick up him when he gets back. But you come over to there's a witness. It's just one witness. It seems like all the other ones have been interviewed and let go and stuff. But this guy, he's kind of shivering because he saw something really grisly earlier that day, and he's being interviewed. And we'll just say Lei's next to you, and he can translate for you to just kind of keep the conversation going.
Did anyone have prior relations to the currently deceased?
He says. As far as I can tell, he was here alone. Like, he was just shopping at one of the street markets, and then all of a sudden, guy came up and cut his head off.
So there were a bunch of people here. It was a public place.
No, this street is busy. Like, this street is always busy. So, it was a shock for sure that something so brazen happened so publicly.
And there was no one with him?
No, just a lone guy. That I didn't see like kids or a wife or like friends or anything with him. It just seemed like he was just out buying groceries for himself.
And so someone came off and chopped off his head. That's what happened.
Yeah, guy came out like I was a little nervous because he was dressed up traditionally, had a broadsword on his hip, but like that's not really that uncommon for like some guards and stuff to be walking around with like swords like that. But nobody expected him to use it.
Did he attack him from in front or behind?
From behind.
Okay. And which way did you see the man come from?
I
You know,
didn't see him. I heard the screams. I looked over. I saw a body on the floor and a guy standing behind him with a sword in the air, covered in blood, and I ran. I didn't.
And there was no interaction between them. You didn't see any words being said, or
No, I didn't hear any loud commotion until I heard the fling in the body drop. It seemed like it was just like a quick incident.
Then which way did you see the guy leave after you cut the head off?
No, I was running.
Do you have anything useful to this investigation that maybe you've said already? I don't mean it rudely.
Oh no, he's trying to think of anything. I mean, there's a chance, as far as I could tell, based on the way this guy was dressed, maybe he works for one of the local drug warlords or something like that. But like, I don't know. I've never seen anybody dressed like that before.
Are there any bags of groceries?
There's a spilled bag of groceries next to the dead body. And there's the street is actually kind of littered with grocery bags because as people were panicking and running, they were dropping them.
Are there any noodles in there?
There's noodles.
I toss them to Lei.
Grocery shopping's done.
Yeah.
Lei grabs it and he's like, yeah, evidence. Evidence. It's like a CSI episode. It's like, we're gonna have to take this back for evidence. Which was gonna take this back. Puts it in his coat pocket because the 1920s.
Well, the guy looks just like he's shaking. Doesn't look like he's.
No, he's definitely an innocent bystander that saw something terrible.
Well, Reggie, you got anything?
I'm headed down the alley.
Yeah, we'll cut back to you.
I saw you go relieve yourself in the alley. I thought it was a little privacy.
So, what you find, Reginald, is a sewer cap. That's where the track seems to lead. It's just sitting in the alley. You can kind of see it from the street, so it's not like it's a super hidden, what's it called? Sewer cap or anything like that, but...
Pry it open.
You pry it open, and that is unfortunately where the trail runs cold. Because when you look down, it looks like after some heavy rainfall, the sewers are like flooded. So it has washed away any tracks that you can get from that. But you do at least know how this person got away from the crime scene.
So I think that we were all in agreement that the killer was actually a sewer alligator in disguise. An alligator.
An alligator. Yeah.
An alligator. The trail's hotter than ever.
You've busted this case wide open.
My notebook says alligator with sword.
So, Lilith goes, if you guys want to know, there is a chance that my employer, the reason why we're in Shanghai, you could potentially talk to him, see if he knows anything else going on. That's maybe not in the news or anything like that. The reason we're in Shanghai is we're trying to get to the bottom of this beheading stringing. But Victor Sassoon is the governor of Shanghai. You could probably find him at what is the name of this place? Shanghai Race Club. If you'd like to talk to him further, you can go there. He's our employer, and that's why we're in Shanghai. But otherwise, I think Vic went to go talk to some Green Gang members to maybe get a lowdown on what's going on with the other side of this case, which is something about gambling. I don't remember quite I thought this was much more interesting.
Agreed. We were perhaps thinking of visiting the Green Gang ourselves, so perhaps we'll mosey on down there.
Sounds good. Do you have any more questions or anything else you want to do here? If not, I'll get back to my work and I'll let you guys know if I find anything.
Is there any place do we know how to find you or contact you if need?
Oh, absolutely. She pulls out her card and kind of hands it to you. It's the Mythos Mystery Society, no case too strange, and it's got a phone number on it that leads back to their headquarters in Arkham. But she wrote on the back of it an address of where they're currently staying for this local case.
Much appreciated.
Absolutely. It's nice to have a couple helping hands in this one, it seems. Speaking of which, this seems a bit more You were on a boat, right? You were on a boat to Shanghai, but that's all I really know about you. Is there a specific reason you're investigating a beheading case in Shanghai?
Well, you have to keep this on the DL, but we're on a manhunt.
Lei kind of comes up to you and just like, nope, there's no other reason that we're in Shanghai. Just slaps you right on the mouth. Just go, it's been a pleasure meeting you again, Lilith, and we'll be on our way.
Mandarin.
Slaps him on the mouth.
And, but yeah, Lei kind of drags you away a little bit.
I call her, beware the one who only speaks in rhymes.
she just kind of looks over at you guys and just like, man, those guys are kooky.